amounts of $10 or less. Motion?
So moved. Second.
Councilmember Sommer?
Yes.
Yoon?
Yes.
Sa?
Yes.
Drumgoole?
Yes.
Survey?
Yes.
Thank you. R-4, authorizing Chief Financial Officer to cancel outstanding open checks in various accounts for 2022. Motion?
So moved. Second.
Councilmember Sommer?
Yes.
Yoon?
Yes.
Sa?
Yes.
Drumgoole?
Yes.
Survey?
Yes.
Finally, R-5, rescinding resolution number CA13 dated December 21, 2023, person-to-person transfer of liquor license number 021944011007. Motion.
So moved. Second.
Councilmember Sommer?
Yes.
Yoon?
Yes.
Sa?
Yes.
Drumgoole?
Yes.
Survey?
Yes.
Thank you all. As is statutorily required, at this time we need a motion to open for public participation.
So moved. Second.
Anyone from the public like to address us before we get into reorganization? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to close.
So moved. Second.
Great. I'm going to do what's a record.
Yes.
All right, folks, so special day here in Fort Lee. There's refreshments and everything outside, so what we thought we would do, so that you don't have to endure a long meeting, we're going to take a very brief recess. There's refreshments, drinks, and stuff outside. Please enjoy, mingle around, and we're going to resume this meeting, figure 10 to 15 minutes, get into reorg. Is that okay with everyone? Excellent. I need a motion.
So moved. Second.
Brief recess. We'll see you back in 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you. But please go and enjoy the refreshments that are outside.
Oh, boy.
hide my plate behind my thing.
We're going to have to give... Can you ask him to turn on the mics? Thank you, honey. 'Cause mine is-
So now you're not the newest council member anymore. That's right. You were a mayor. And you was mayor when I was 30.
Is that him right at the door? See him talking to the guy there?
Oh, yes, that's him. Yeah, he's got that,
He's got the cloth on.
yeah,
You
cloth.
still live in North Country?
Maybe that's another pastor. He's going to get a suit.
He's eating?
What are the chances two
He's
priests?
hungry.
One's the Madonna priest. Oh, he's gonna talk over there. That's what he's gonna do. Okay, good deal.
Oh, there's okay.
Good deal. That's what it is.
So I'm trying to figure out my way of doing things.
Who's here?
No, I didn't even invite him. Billy, come on, come on now. Where is it?
That's it. Okay, if everyone would please rise for the presentation of the colors. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Everyone, please be seated. And Captain, if you'd please retire the colors. A round of applause for Fort Lee's Color Guard, please. Thank you. Evelyn, I believe you have a statement?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. In accordance with Chapter 231, Public Laws 1975, adequate notice informing the public of the time and place of this meeting was duly published in the Star Ledger and Jersey Journal issues of December 29, 2023. Said notice was also posted on the Borough Hall Bulletin Board and Borough website. Council members Sommer.
Here.
Yoon.
Here.
Sa.
Here.
Drumgoole.
Here.
Kozowski is absent today. Cerveri.
Yes.
Mayor Sokolich.
Here. Thank you, Evelyn.
Thank you.
Our invocation today is by Father Jung-Soo Kim. Father?
Well, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, and all the civil servants and all the residents of Fort Lee, it's wonderful that we gather here to bless and ask for God's blessings upon our town and all our elected officials. As we come together, let us pray for them that we may have a wonderful 2024. So let us pray. Almighty and eternal God, you have revealed your glory to all nations, God of power and might, wisdom and justice. Through you, The authorities rightly administered, laws are enacted, and judgments decreed. We pray for all members of our civil officials and all the residents of Fort Lee, and all those who are entrusted to guard our political welfare. May they be enabled by your powerful protection to discharge their duties with honesty and ability. We likewise commend to your unbound mercy all the citizens of Fort Lee, that we may be blessed in the knowledge and sanctified in the observance of your holy law. May we be preserved in union and that peace which the world cannot give. And after enjoying the blessings of this life, be admitted to those who are eternal. We pray to you, who are Lord and God, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Father. Next, we have Bergen County Clerk John Hogan to provide a certification as to the elections. Clerk, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, members of the Thank you, residents of Fort Lee. I would like to share some words with you today to establish the setting for today's reorganization meeting. So, as we look around the world today, it seems to us that the world is upside down. It's a time when people turn to our elected officials for confidence, to all the folks here, to me, for confidence and strength. This is a time when we all want to hear that everything will just be all right. So in town halls throughout our nation, we join together to put that optimistic confidence in full display. I can say, speaking for Bergen County, that on November 7th, 2023, we had fair, open, and honest elections with definitive results. So as our elected leaders assume office, they go to work for the people they serve. They exhibit that confidence and that strength. And while so doing, we celebrate our democratic republic. It's a democratic republic. Join together. We have to stop the division and know that everything will just be all right. Now, Mayor, I'd like to certify the election.
Please.
Mayor, you have a lot of friends in Fort Lee. They adore you. So this is to certify the general election on the 7th day of November in the year 2023. Mayor Mark J. Sokolich was duly re-elected to serve as mayor of the Borough of Fort Lee for a full term in Bergen County. The mayor received 4,904 total votes. Mayor, can you join me? This is to certify the general election held on the 7th day of November in the year 2023. Councilman Paul Yoon was duly re-elected to serve as the mayor of Fort Lee Council, full term in Bergen County. The councilman received a whopping 4,600. This is to certify the same general election, the 7th day of November, 2023. Councilman Bryan Drumgoole was
Thank you, Clerk. We are now at the oaths of office portion of our reorganization meeting, and I would ask Congressman Josh Gottheimer to please come forward. Congressman.
You can wait. Morning.
Morning.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you so much for inviting me here today. It's great to be in Fort Lee. Father, thank you for your words. Chief, thank you for your leadership, and the fire department and EMT and all of our veterans who are here. Let's first give them a big round of applause, please. To our newly re-elected officials, you bring out a huge crowd, no surprise. You know, when you get 76% of the vote, Mayor, this is what happens. The question is, who are the other people? Chairman Giuliano, thank you for your leadership. Chairman McCree, Assemblywoman Park, and Commissioner Marte, Sheriff Curtin, thank you so much for your leadership. Clerk Hogan, Mayor, of course, Councilman Drumgoole, Councilman Yoon, Councilwoman Kozowski is not here, but send her my best. Councilman Sommer, Councilman Suh, and I know Mayor Kim is here as well. So it's wonderful to be surrounded by so many people in this great county who are just such phenomenal leaders. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Congressman Josh Gottheimer. A year ago, got to start representing Fort Lee, and I've been thrilled ever since. It is an unbelievable community, such great people, such wonderful schools and safe streets and businesses. It's a really thriving, exciting place. And it's a no thanks to the people behind me for their leadership who make it so, and all of you for being smart enough to send them back for re-election and to elect them, because you can feel when you come to Fort Lee, whether it's the development going on, the people in the streets, you feel the excitement and the energy in this community. So exactly. You can hear it. That's the future of Fort Lee right there. So, you know, during this last year, we got to open an office in the town hall, which was exciting for my office to open up a special office here that you have in Fort Lee anytime you have any issues, and joining with Mark and Paul and Bryan, so many others in the community, your Handbuck Day and celebration and Memorial Day parades, and you know, joining with people behind me and fighting New York's congestion tax. Mark's not afraid to roll up his sleeves and fight, which I love, and what the other members of the team, and that's phenomenal. So I hope you will knock on my door anytime you need anything, because I know when you knock on their doors, they're always there. I've never seen more events and successful events in a community in the state of New Jersey. If you've ever been to any, they have every weekend, there's something going on here. And it's not like one person shows up. There are just hundreds of people every time you get people together. And that's a testament to their phenomenal leadership and what they do. So the oath you're going to hear that several people will take today, and I'm very excited that my other friends are also getting to take these oaths today, is very similar to the first oath delivered back in 1789 in our first Congress, which just tells you something phenomenal about our history as a country, the greatest country the world has ever known, our thriving democracy, that through this time as the oldest successful democracy, when people raise their right hand, the oath they're taking goes back generations, right? And it's the same commitment to making sure we defend and protect and look out for the people that we represent, and make sure the streets are safe, and make sure the schools are great, and the roads are paved, and the water works. That all goes back to that history, and it's something, for me, that's very exciting, right? Because it talks about how great we are. And if we remember, as the clerk was saying, that we're not enemies of each other, right? We're all on the same team, the American team, and we're lucky to be on that team, right? Our enemies, right, are like in Russia, where they're trying to go after us. Those are our enemies. We're not the enemies of one another. And I think the more we remember that, the more we stick together in this great country, the more we'll get done. And that's the way this town, this borough runs as well, focused on working together. So I want to thank them for that, thank them for understanding that the oath they take, as President Kennedy said about oaths, these things don't just happen, right? It takes a lot of work. And so I'm very lucky to get to swear in America's mayor, Mark Sokolich. So Mayor, will you come up for a sec? You talk about a guy who oozes Jersey values. This man does. He understands common sense over extremism. And so I just want to say God bless all of you before I talk about Mark. And there's a great poet that I love who said, it's not the oath that makes us believe the person, but the person the oath, right? And that's, you know Mark, which I know you all do because you can't not know Mark, right? First of all, the sneakers tell everything you need to know about Mark. Right? He's been Fort Lee's mayor for more than 16 years, the longest serving mayor in Fort Lee's history. He has an unrivaled dedication to the people here and has stepped up time and again. He's been married to his wife Denise for 32 years, I believe. He told me last week not a single fight in 32 years. Dedicated to his father and his two sons, Daniel and Devin, who are, I know, here today, with their lifetime partners, Rodona and Salome. I'm told that Daniel and Rodona recently just got engaged, right? They did. Mazel tov. Mark's brother Fred, I know, who I met, and nephew Tyler also here to celebrate this great day. So, America's mayor, we should celebrate them. America's mayor is a Jersey guy through and through, right? He's like the Jersey guy. I love when I have a press conference together and we all get together, like I have reporters pull me aside and be like, I love that guy. He's just like so Jersey. I said, yeah, isn't he amazing? And they said, yeah, this is the reporters, by the way. After graduating from Fort Lee High School, he went to Rutgers on a basketball scholarship and then Seton Hall for law school. Spent more than 30 years as a real estate zoning attorney, has coached Little League, soccer, basketball, and volunteered on countless organizations that I can't name them all. During his years in office, Mark has helped create new parks, community gardens, massive economic development for the community, helped lead youth sports participation to an all-time high. We've worked on that together plenty. He's helped make the streets of Fort Lee safer, works closely with the Board of Education to support all the students, and so much more. He's just always putting the community first. During the pandemic, he participated in so many heroic efforts to make sure that people stayed safe and that businesses could be open. With drive-by parades, mobile COVID testing units, citywide teleconference with thousands of residents, Mark literally was a model for our state and how you handle a pandemic. And he always says it's part of the proudest part of his career. In his free time, he loves to travel, watch movies, and try to find time to sleep. I'm not really sure when he sleeps, something I can understand myself. His shoe collection is growing by the day. 28 pairs of orange sneakers and counting, including a custom pair from Nike to commemorate his 16 years as mayor. Mark, one thing we all can say, I think, up on this dais is that you love your job, you love to make the community strong, and you love the people, and always are making things better to raise a family here. So thank you for what you do to help make Fort Lee be Fort Lee. I'm personally just beyond grateful for your friendship and all the counsel you give to me. So thank you so much. Okay, so now, for the oath. We need your family. Do your family want to come on? No. If you can raise your right hand. I, Mark Sokolich,
I, Mark Sokolich,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I'll bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform all of the duties
of the office of mayor
for the Borough of Fort Lee
for the Borough of Fort Lee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
So if you all stay up. Mr. Mayor, I had this flag flown over the U.S. Capitol this week in honor of your swearing in. So that's for you. I wanted to present that to you.
Next on the agenda is the oath of office for Paul Yoon, sworn in by me. Paul and your family, if you'd please come forward. I, Paul Yoon. I, Paul Yoon. Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution. That I will support the Constitution. Of the United States. Of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. And that I will bear true faith. And that I will bear true faith. And allegiance to the same. And allegiance to the same. And to the governments established. And to the governments established. In the United States. In the United States. And in this state. And in this state. Under the authority of the people. Under the authority of the people. And I will faithfully. And that I will faithfully. Impartially. Impartially. And justly perform. And justly perform. All of the duties. All of the duties. Of the office of. Of the office of. Councilman for the Borough of Fort Lee. Councilman for the Borough of Fort Lee. According to the best of my ability. According to the best of my ability. So help me God. So help me God. And the last oath of office will be Councilman Bryan Drumgoole. Presenting the oath will be our municipal chair, Mark McCree. Right here. Holding the Bible for Bryan will be Nadine and his beautiful children, and Bryan's mom and dad.
Bryan, please repeat after me. I, Bryan Drumgoole,
I, Bryan Drumgoole,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established within the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform
and I will faithfully and justly perform
all the duties of the office of Councilman of the Borough of Fort Lee.
all of the duties of Councilman for the Borough of Fort Lee.
Congratulations, Bryan. Welcome, Bryan.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to interrupt the meeting for 1 second. As you're all aware, Mayor Mark is now the official longest-serving mayor in Fort Lee's history, and there's no more deserving individual than this man right here. And on behalf of the entire governing body, the administration, all the residents, and all of you, we have something a little special for Mark that he has no idea about and is probably going to kill us all afterwards. But I must also point out that the individual who put this together, Linda McHugh, who does a phenomenal job day in and day out of making sure that this community is always informed, and best of all, making us look good when we mess everything up on camera. It's her who corrects it all. So Linda, thank you. Mayor, everybody, if you could direct your attention to the screen.
From Bridgegate to COVID, there's no mayor who could have done what you did with the dignity and grace that you showed throughout your career. Thank you for just being you.
Congratulations, Mayor Mark.
Fort Lee is lucky to have you.
It's been a pleasure working alongside you the past 6 years. You've been a mentor to me in more ways that you know. You have a heart of gold. That's my biggest takeaway from working alongside you.
Congratulations, Mayor Mark.
And thank you for your leadership.
Congratulations, Mayor Sokolich.
The clerk's office is looking forward to working with you in the upcoming new year.
Congratulations, Mark. We at the Senior Center are so proud of you.
Congratulations, Mayor Mark. You're more than a boss, you're family.
You're the best mayor in New Jersey.
We love you.
The longest running mayor, I can't believe that. Don't forget, I started with you all the years ago. When you became mayor, I became councilman.
Congratulations, Mayor Mark. No one deserves it more than you. Looking forward to working with you for the next 4 years.
Congratulations on your re-election. We're looking forward to continue working with you guys on this 2024 year.
Congratulations, Mayor. I've been here 39 years, and I can honestly say you're the best mayor Fort Lee ever had.
Hey, Mark, thanks for always caring about our community. Happy, healthy 2024.
On behalf of the Fort Lee Democratic Committee and Democratic Party, congratulations. This is a historic moment for you, your family, the borough, as well as the Democratic Party.
Congratulations, Mayor Mark. You're a very tall man, but a very down-to-earth man, and that's what I appreciate about you. I look forward to working with you.
Mayor Mark, in working with you, it is easily understood why you are now the longest-serving mayor of the borough. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for how much you care.
Congratulations, Mayor Mark. From the modern to a brand new U.S. Post Office, the Barrymore Theater, and a vibrant downtown Fort Lee. I cannot imagine all this without you as our mayor. I love you.
Hi, Mark. Congratulations on your re-election. It's been an honor and a privilege to work with you all these years, and I look forward to the next 4.
Congratulations, Mark. What other mayor would let us put 1 million lights up on the community center?
Congratulations, Mayor Mark. Looking forward to 2024, another year of exciting developments in the borough of Fort Lee, working together with you and, of course, the council. Congratulations.
Watching what you have done throughout the years is not what impresses me so much about you. What impresses me is your love, your drive, and your desire to make sure that everybody here in Fort Lee is happy. So Mayor Mark, thank you for your continued leadership, and I look forward to serving alongside you for many years to come.
Congratulations, Mark. The residents of Fort Lee, along with the emergency services, are very lucky to have you as our mayor.
Mayor Mark, congratulations on being the longest-serving mayor in Fort Lee history. We're all so proud of you, and we can't wait for a fantastic 2024 and years to come.
We are so proud of you. Thank you for supporting the Fort Lee Parking Authority.
Congratulations, Mayor Mark.
Congratulations, Mark, on being the longest-serving mayor of Fort Lee. The building department and myself have enjoyed working with you over these years.
Mayor, on behalf of the fire department, I'd like to congratulate you on your re-election and thank you for your support of the fire department and your service to the citizens of the borough of Fort Lee.
Congratulations, Mayor Sokolich, Fort Lee's longest-serving mayor. On behalf of the Fort Lee Police Department, we thank you for your service and dedication throughout the years. Look forward to working with you in the future.
It's time to celebrate Mayor Mark Sokolich, a fellow who's thoughtful, participatory, and inclusive. Bleeds orange and black. Brings a sense of joy to everything that he does. The people of Fort Lee and all of us are blessed to have him as our mayor. So on behalf of the residents of Fort Lee, the administration, the staff, and the Borough Council, congratulations, Mark, from the bottom of our hearts.
Well, Mark, there's really not much left to say, except thank you for being a friend, and thank you for being Fort Lee.
was really beautiful. But I got to ask one question. How freaking uncomfortable was Maresca in that video? I mean, he looked like he had to get himself resuscitated there for a second. I mean, I love the guy. You know, I keep my feelings, I wear them on my sleeve, but oh my God, was there a defibrillator close by during that thing? I was listening to be judged by friends and to hear all of these wonderful things, and you know I feel the same way about each of you. Before I give you my brief statement, I just wanted to recognize some very important people that are here today. And without them, you need to know, it's just we're not nearly as successful as we are and have been and will be in the future. First off, we have Bergen County Democratic Chairman Paul Giuliano here. Chairman, please stand and please say hello to everybody, because what we collectively do for Fort Lee, New Jersey, he does for Bergen County, New Jersey. And to keep all of those pieces of the puzzle together and to have to deal with what he's got to deal with on a daily basis, we're looking at one of the best chairs in the state of New Jersey, and Bergen County, and in particular Fort Lee, is so fortunate to have you. And Chairman, thank you for being here today. We heard from Congressman Josh Gottheimer. Josh, thank you very much for your kind words. Those were beautiful, beautiful thoughts. Also in attendance is Assemblywoman Ellen Park. We have Commissioner Raphael Marte. We have Sheriff Anthony Curidan. We have Clerk John Hogan and Deputy Clerk Steve Chung. There are mayors here also. First year mayor, Violet Berisha from Fairview. Violet, thank you so much for joining us today. Good luck to you. You don't need luck, just fantastic. It's an incredible community. I feel like I grew up in Fairview. It's where my grandmother lived for like 80 years. My grandfather was the first president of the Italian Coup. And I've always had a history in Fairview, so I feel like Fairview is part of my home. So anyway, Fort Lee could be of help in the future. We'll always be there, and I know the same holds true for Fairview. Mayor Paul Kim from Powell Park, I understand, is here also. Mayor, thank you so much for attending. There are a host of council people from various communities. I don't want to mention any one particular name because I'm going to leave some folks out. Our Board of Ed is here. At this point, I also want to shout out and good luck to Kristen Richter, our new president of the Board of Education. Good luck, Kristen. Mike Rubino, Doug Lopez, Amy Kotang, Kim Curry, Holly Morell, Casey Knight, thank you all for attending. I say it all the time, the three most important things about local government: public school, public school, public school. Without those three, you're nothing. And a strong public school system invites a strong community. Remember, the reverse holds true also. So that's why our resources and dedication always need to be devoted to public education. And that brings me to our superintendent, who's also here, Robert Kravitz, who I view as a fantastic superintendent. And Robert, thank you for your efforts. Judge Matt Fierro is here as well, and I believe we have, obviously, Chief Hincy is here, and we'll get into those names when I get into the state of the borough. But again, thank you all for coming here today. We have several presentations. I'm going to ask Sheriff Anthony Curidan to please come forward. Sheriff.
Good afternoon, everyone. How we doing? Great. Good afternoon, everyone. How we doing? Great. There we go. There we go. Who got it better than Fort Lee?
Nobody.
I can say. Through this good governance, driving through Fort Lee, I'm a little biased saying, but driving through Fort Lee, you can see good governance right here. And as the mayor, who's been the longest serving mayor, as you see, he's very instrumental in the development of Fort Lee. But he can't do it by himself. But this council right here, they're there. Right. And it's proven. And I want to thank the residents of Fort Lee for putting the trust in them that you have done. So with that, I think we may take a moment just to celebrate your council. I know we pressed for time, so I'll move forward. Our good mayor, Mayor Sokolich, can I borrow you for a minute, sir? I know it's your home. May I say one more thing before I get to you, Mayor?
Yeah, sure.
And I'd like to thank you for all the, what everybody has done for public service here, especially our law enforcement community. You got one of the best chiefs in town. He's not expecting this, but whenever I call on him, he's right there for me, as well as the rest of his command staff. Chief, thank you very much. Mayor, on behalf of the men and women of the Bergen County Sheriff's Office, myself, I want to present you with a certification for all the great work you're doing, as well as being available for the Sheriff's Office. So, if I may. Please. All right. In recognition of your election as mayor to the Borough of Fort Lee, 16 years? Yes, sir. Oh, we appreciate every bit of it. And I just want to present this certification to you. May I call, I'm sorry, the rookie got to wait. You told me, Paul. Paul, thank you. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your leadership. It has went to Inglewood as well as to Bergen County. So I'd like to thank you for what you've done and present you a certificate from the men and women of the Bergen County Sheriff's Office, as well as myself. And again, thank you for your friendship. Sir, how you doing? Another young man I've come to meet him about 4 or 5 years ago. Great. Every time I sit down and talk with him, he's always having the willingness to talk about the great community of Fort Lee. And that's very inviting right there when you want to sit down and meet those who govern your town. Like I said, he's very welcoming, want to talk. I think I know him from another aspect of it. And even with that, he's very welcoming and want to talk and make suggestions to make some place he work at even better. So with that being said, I'd like to present you a certification, and thank you for all your good work. And may I have a photograph? Okay. Thank you, Mayor, for standing over there.
Thank you, Sheriff. We would ask Assemblywoman Ellen Park, please, to come forward. Assemblywoman, welcome.
I just also want to say that I've moved to Jersey about 15 years ago, and I'm in Fort Lee all the time for the restaurants and for the tutoring services, and my kids all went to Greenhouse over here in Fort Lee as well. And this community has changed so much in the last 15 years. The other day, I was looking at the lights, and I was following the lights. I was, what's going on in Fort Lee? And it was the community center, and you're right, there's 1 million lights in the community center for Christmas, and that, I actually have a video of it. I went back and showed my kids how wonderful that was. So, you know, I want to thank you, Mayor Sokolich, for all of your years of service and dedication. I know we're working together on a lot of issues here as well, and I look forward to working with you for many more years to come. So congratulations. I have a resolution.
Thank you.
Oh, and I'm going to start calling you Mayor Mark.
Yeah, let's go with Mark.
Right? So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, you know, while Ellen is up here, it's not only good news you get, right? When there's 45,000 people in a city and tragedy befell Fort Lee. We all know the story of that young boy. So we ultimately called Ellen because we were hopeful that somehow, some way down in Trenton, we can get some sort of legislation adopted to make sure that things like that don't ever happen again. I just want to thank Ellen because you are at the forefront of that, and I cannot begin to tell you the comfort that you have provided to that family, the family of Sebastian. So thank you, Ellen. Thank you. And last but certainly not least, we have Commissioner Rafael Marte. Commissioner, welcome. How are you, sir?
Thank you, Mayor. First, I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to wish everybody a happy 2024. And of course, congratulate all the newly re-elected officials. And I just want to say that Fort Lee is a great town, and it has been the driving force and the example of the way where we're heading in Bergen County. And all that doesn't happen by coincidence. It's all because the great leadership that we have here in Fort Lee. And for that, I want to congratulate you and thank you. And On behalf of the Bergen County Executive and Board of Commissioners, I have commendations. I'm only going to read one.
You got it.
And if Paul and Ryan, please. Sure, thank you. I'm going to read the mayor's. In honor and recognition of your swearing in as mayor of Fort Lee, on behalf of the nearly 1 million residents of Bergen County, we thank you for your commitment to public service and for ensuring Bergen County remains a great place to live, work, and raise a family. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Can we take a picture?
Yeah, absolutely. And next we have, and I'm going to get into this gentleman a little bit when I get to the state of the borough, but a round of applause for our municipal chairman, Mark McCree. Mark.
Thank you, Mayor.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First and foremost, welcome everyone. Happy New Year. It seems like it's weeks ago, meanwhile it was only 6 days ago. We're here today to celebrate our council. Mark, you now hold the honor of being the longest serving mayor in the borough of Fort Lee. You made history. I've been saying this all year round. You made history. 2023 was a historic year for you and the borough. Everyone in this room witnessed history today as we watched the mayor get sworn in for the 5th term. 16 years ago, in this very piece of land where this Barrymore Theater stands and the properties across the street was an eyesore for 40 years. Now, through your leadership and the support of the council, this property is fully developed with a state-of-the-art theater, 2 of the tallest residential buildings in the borough, in the county, excuse me, restaurants, coffee shops, retail. This is just one of the many accomplishments you made during your term as mayor. Thank you, Mayor, for making Fort Lee the place to be.
Thank you, Mark.
All right. On behalf of the Fort Lee Democratic Organization, I'd like to present Denise Sokolich with a bouquet of flowers representing our small token of appreciation. Ivy? Making their first public appearance were Councilman Bryan Drumgoole's children, Ivy and Eli Drumgoole. Paul, when you speak from your heart. And honestly, you must have a really big heart. We've all enjoyed working on 3 of your last 4 campaigns. If you don't understand that, his first campaign, he ran against us. In all seriousness, now that you're one of us, I'll speak from my heart. We've developed a great friendship, a great working relationship. I look forward to more science experiments with you and Colin, and working on more borough projects. Cheers to 3 more years. On behalf of the Democratic Organization, Judy, please accept this bouquet of flowers as a token of our appreciation. Ivy and Eli.
What a great touch.
Bryan, campaigning with you and for you is like no other campaign. Who else would text me at 4 o'clock in the morning because another idea or project popped in your head? Me, like the dope, I would respond, which would only encourage more of these emails. So, is the sheriff here? No? Okay. Thank God you no longer work the midnight shifts. On a serious note, I don't know where you find the time, but there's not an event in town that you don't make. I can go on and on, but honestly, I love you like my brother. Cheers to your first of many elections. I'd like you to please present your mom with a bouquet of flowers as a token of our appreciation. Mark, do you think 16 years we'd be here?
Yeah, no.
This is great.
No,
This really is great.
great.
And I really want to thank everyone in this room for coming out and supporting the mayor and council. Without you, we don't exist. So if you can, give yourselves a round of applause. One last order of business. Next month, February, I will be starting petitions for Harvey and Joe. So if you want to find me, I'll find you. All right. All right. Thank you, and God bless Fort Lee.
Thank you, Chairman. Next in the line is a quick state of the borough. Anybody wants to escape, feel free. I don't plan on being that long, so I just wanted to address some folks. Thank you again to the dignitaries that attended. Just specifically as to Paul and to Bryan, congratulations on your reelection. I feel the same way about you. I cannot, don't ever interpret this as a lack of appreciation on my part, and I say this to everybody, but I am not a good compliment getter. And I'm scrambling as I'm watching this, but I can't tell you how beloved I feel. I can't tell you how appreciative I am to be appreciated. It's always been a big thing with me on just, you know, do that job and don't worry about accolades, don't worry about, but to be appreciated and to be recognized, especially by the place that I call home, I can't begin to tell you how important that is to me. And I also want to be very clear, this is not an I business here in Fort Lee. This is a rule by committee. And yeah, you know, I'm going to be very honest with you. I get a lot of credit for a lot of things because I am in that hot seat. And there were times I spent early on as mayor deflecting some of that credit if I didn't think I deserved it, if I inherited it from a prior administration. But after a while, I just started to accept that credit because, quite frankly, I get blamed for a lot of shit. I got nothing to do with it. So, having said that, and Violet, I'm going to tell you that's your first lesson. Take the credit, just enjoy it, because you're going to get blamed for wars overseas. You're going to get blamed for a lot of stuff. So take the credit when you get it. And pardon me for cursing. I apologize. But back to Paul and back to Bryan. They are the prototype of a member of the governing body. We all think alike. We're all on that same team, and I love serving with both of you. The feelings you've expressed about me, I give right back to you. There's nothing I don't feel that I could say or do with either of you, and I think that's why we've reached a level of success that I don't think anybody ever really thought we would. So thank you. Now, Bryan, you're a little newer to the game, right? Only a year and a half, but make no doubt about it, you were as influential in any successes that Fort Lee achieved because of the positions that you held, whether it was with the police department or the fire department or our OEM director. And I think it should be duly noted that Fort Lee served as a model community during the pandemic. And a lot of that credit belongs to our then OEM director, Bryan Drumgoole. We were written up in the Los Angeles Times on some of the innovative ways we had to communicate with the town, and a lot of that should be attributed to you. So thank you, Bryan, and thank you to Paul, and I love both of you dearly. Congratulations. So typically, and I'm going to try to short circuit this as best that I can, but typically you get into these longer type speeches and there's thank yous at the end, and this time I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to reverse it because I think more emphasis has to be placed on the thank yous. And my initial thank yous, first to my wife, who I love so dearly. Honey, I'm sorry about that one-term lie I gave you 16 years ago. I said, honey, I'm going to do this 1 year. Jack passed. My town needs me. And here we are 16 years later, 5 elections later. You're the strongest person I know, sweetheart. Yeah. It was only a couple days ago that we were in Paris, and it was only a couple days ago that you received devastating news. And you are strong. You inspire me. I love you. I love how you protect our children. I love how you are the boss of the household. And I just love, and I'm also scared of you. But I want to thank you for your support, your strength, your guidance, and most of all, your loyalty, because without you, I couldn't do it. And like Fort Lee, our best days are ahead of us, sweetheart. To Daniel and Devin, and don't worry about applause. Daniel and Devin, you're 2 of the 3 reasons why I actually wake up in the morning. Along with your mom, you guys are the loves of my life. I'm so proud of both of you. You're so both very different, but so smart, respectful, and loving. As a parent, to hear people say things about you when they come back to me on what you did or how you behaved or how you conducted yourself. Can't begin to tell you how proud I am as a dad, and I don't think I express it enough. And especially a shout out to Danny and Radona. Congratulations on your engagement, and maybe, just maybe, we can work some grandkids' names into this speech next time we do this reorganization. Hint, hint. And a shout out to Salome, my son Devin's girlfriend. Salome, thank you for being here also. You become such a part of our family, and we love you dearly, and I think you know that. And of course, thank you to my brother Fred and his son Tyler, who are also in attendance. And it was just the other day I was saying to my brother, I just can't believe it. It's 16 years and I'm serving as mayor. You know, I still wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror and I say, wow, I can't believe I'm mayor. And I think that's a good thing, because that means you don't take the job for granted. I still wake up and say, oh my God, I'm the mayor of the city that I grew up in. It's always been a dream of mine to be involved, but I never dreamt to be in this seat. To all the friends that I have, you don't do this job. There's not a job in the world where you need more friends and more loyalty around you than serving as mayor. And thank God I've been blessed with incredible, incredible friendships. I know this is that point where Klein is hoping to get named in my speech, but Mike, it's not going to happen. But I want to thank you for your support and your loyalty. There are, however, certain friends that just are at a completely different level. You know who you are. Several of you are here today. I don't want to get into names, but I can't thank you enough. You're there. Your generosity, your loyalty, your support, Robert and Ashley, and all the others that are special in my life, the ups, the downs that life gives us, I cannot thank you enough. To the next guy. Several years ago, I asked him whether or not he'd consider becoming our chairman. It's a thankless job, from petitions to forms, from fundraising to campaigning, making the challenge even more difficult. He'd have to assume the reins of a predecessor who experienced great success. And that was our Councilman Joe Servieri, who was our prior chairman, who, by the way, is Fort Lee's longest serving council person. 27 years, Joseph? 26 so far. And you'd also have to assume the reins of prior to Joe's chairmanship, that of Kay Nest. And Mark said, thank you, and he would. With zero experience, he has risen to one of Bergen County's most respected and most successful municipal chairs. Actually, we're all here today in this building because this was Mark's idea to do this. No one else would have, because Mark's the kind of guy that spends the attention and the detail and the effort to make sure that events such as this are special. So, Mark, we are eternally thank you to you. And it's the way that you are that makes our party so successful. It's your loyalty. It's your don't mess with me attitude. It's your just fairness to everybody. You've been a friend, a political partner. You're now my chairman. I wouldn't want to serve with anyone else other than you. And I think you'll also be the first to tell everybody that you too are no island. And I know that you also want me to extend my thanks to everybody in the organization that you form, from the folks that do the fundraising to the sign hanging to the sign committee and everybody in between. So to our chairman, Mark, thank you very much for your support and your loyalty. And I hope you know I love you dearly. I don't know where you are. There you are. Thank you, Mark. People ask me all the time, what's the key to successful local government? I'm not suggesting we don't have problems here, but we have reached levels of success that we're really excited and proud of. And over 16 years, I've developed a couple answers to this question. And the first answer is surround yourself with smart people, right? Don't be ashamed if you're not the smartest person in the room. As a matter of fact, I'm often heard to say when I walk into a meeting, I just assume that there are going to be several, if not all of the people in that room smarter than me. But that makes me a decent leader, because I recognize that there are people that can provide my community with knowledge and effort and things that in a million years I wouldn't be able to come up with. And that goes for my governing body, who I defer to on a daily basis. So that's something to always keep in mind. Be humble. I know that these guys count how many times I use the word humble during my speeches sometimes, but humble's an important thing, right? This isn't a one-person gig. It's a collective effort. And if you think you're going to do this by yourself, one, you're not going to be successful, and two, you're not going to have the support even if you come up with a good idea. But three, and probably most importantly, and the most difficult thing to do, is to align yourself with a loyal, a smart governing body that shares the same goals that you do, which brings me to the governing body that's now before you. Joseph, Harvey, Isla, Peter, Paul, Bryan are some of the smartest, hardworking, honest folks that I've ever been blessed to be associated with. We all share that common goal of making Fort Lee the best that it can be, of making her the envy of northern New Jersey, of being the first to do something or implement a new initiative, or just freely sharing ideas for all of us to consider and work on. It's a constant free exchange of ideas with this group, and that's why I think we've achieved some success. Because when someone has an idea, we all embrace it. We all add to it. We all debate it. And sometimes it even goes around the circle and comes back in a different form from which it started, but it's always a better idea. Nobody's looking for credit. Nobody's looking for the plaque. Nobody's looking to get those accolades. We're just looking to achieve something on behalf of a community that we've sworn an oath to. And I can't begin to tell you how proud I am to be working with all of you. I love every second of it. Every meeting that we have together just warms my heart because I'm just going to enjoy it, even when the issues are difficult. I see other places, names to go unmentioned, where their priorities are backwards, where it's about I, and it's about a personal goal. It's not about a community goal. That's not happening here. That's my job as mayor, but it's an easy one to do with this group because the goals and the focus are always on community. So to my governing body, to Joseph and Harvey, Isla, Peter, Bryan, thank you for making this administration, not mine, ours, not mine, our administration, probably the best and most productive administration in 137 years of the history of the Borough of Fort Lee. And at this time, I also want to thank my predecessor, the late, great Jack Alter, and council members that I've served with in the past, no longer on the governing body, and that would be Armin, Michael, and Jan. To the employees of Fort Lee, without your dedication, hard work, and commitment, we're nothing. When I tell you nothing, we're nothing. And it's interesting to me because I need to express my appreciation to all of the department heads and employees, of which there are many. So I'm not going to get into names because I don't want to get into trouble. But people ask me all the time, what's the best thing that's happened in Fort Lee in the last 16 years? And I truly believe it's been a restoration in pride. We all want to be here. So when we come up with an idea, if we don't have people in the background that enthusiastically embrace it, I didn't come up with the idea to put 1 million lights on the community center. But you know what? There's a group that did. We started that function 15 years ago with a Charlie Brown Christmas tree and a jug of lukewarm hot chocolate. It's now evolved into an event that sees 4,000 to 5,000 people, a 35-foot tree. We had a petting zoo this year, if I recall correctly. Snow machines, all sorts of stuff. But that's because this inertia has really taken over. And sometimes as mayor, the best thing you can do when you see that happening, get the hell out of the way. And that's what I do. And it's just a beautiful thing to see these employees and everybody here in Fort Lee embrace that community pride and just run with these ideas. I do have to, though, make a special thank you to the folks that I work with every day, and that would include our administrator, Al Restaino. Where are you, Al? I can't thank you enough. And of course, Mary Ann Leodori and Fran Weissman, administrative assistants. These are the guys that keep everything going. You know, and as to Al Restaino, you need to know, you could come up with all the ideas in the world, but if you don't have a guy in the background that's implementing, none of it's going to get done. And at this point, because these groups are inextricably intertwined, a huge thank you to our clerk, Evelyn Rosario, and of course, Nadine, Dina, and Rosa. I can't begin to tell you all the work that was put together for this reorganization. Don't kid yourself, Fort Lee's a city. We have a $200 million budget, 100+ police officers. I mean, we're big, and we're getting bigger. Everybody wants to live here, which we should all take as a compliment, but it's big business. Our emergency services, look, I say it all the time, when you dial 911 in Fort Lee, an incredible phenomena takes place. We put into motion a series of emergency agencies that I can tell you are second to none in the state of New Jersey. Now, our job as the governing body is to make sure that they got the resources, to make sure, that's why you're going to hear about 3 new fire trucks that are going to be delivered in the first quarter of 2024. And that's why you're going to hear about other commitments that we make to our agencies, because they keep us safe and comfortable and they protect our community. And what a job that they did. The sheriff himself even pointed that out about our own police department. So our job is to provide those tools. Their job is to fulfill their responsibilities, and boy, do they. So a shout out to our police department and Chief Matt Hinsey, who's with us today. Thank you, Chief. To our volunteer fire department, Chief John Klein. John is with us today. And a thank you to Richard Anyafray, our last past president. Thank you for your service, Richard. And John, I look forward to working with you, and I really, really mean that. I've been blessed with incredible fire chiefs and just so knowledgeable, so committed. To our chief of our ambulance corps, Steve Curry. Steve's here. Steve, thank you very much. You know I love you and your wife. And of course, to our OEM coordinator, Chris Richter. Chris, thank you. You know, it's a funny thing. There was a selfish part of me that when Bryan said he wanted to become a councilman, I'm like, oh my God, that means he can't be our OEM director anymore. I mean, that's how good this guy was at this job, right? That's an appointment that a lot of places, all right, you know, give it to him, give him a stipend, call it a day. Who the hell knew we had a pandemic coming down the road, right? And we often joke, Bryan gets appointed a week later, we're talking about a worldwide global pandemic, and he's kind of looking at me, he goes, wow, this is some appointment he gave me. But thank God we had him. But how do you fill those shoes? Well, we managed to do it. With the same credentials, the same background, the same commitment in the fire department and the police department, and the same knowledge and experience, we end up with one of his best friends who's on our police department, Chris Richter. So Chris, thank you for serving. Shout out to our autonomous agencies, each of which are critical to our success, from our library to our parking authority, from our health department to our business district alliance. And in that note, congratulations to Romina Lapino-Starés for serving as president for the past 10 years, who's now a regular member. But Romina, thank you for your commitment. But thank you to everybody on the BDA and also to our housing authority. Just a few closing remarks. Everything in life is timing, right? When I grew up in Fort Lee 60 years ago, I'm here 60 years. When I grew up here, it's where the Yankees lived. It's where the Mets lived. It's where Fortune 500 bosses used to live. It had the best restaurants. It had this incredible housing stock. It was the place to be. Host community to the busiest bridge in the world, 5 minutes from Yankee Stadium without traffic, 7 hours with traffic, but 5 minutes without traffic. I mean, there was a lot to be said about Fort Lee, New Jersey. It was the envy of northern New Jersey. It really was. But I just realized 16, 17 years ago, we just got a little lethargic, a little gray. I think we just rested on our laurels a bit too much. And I thought we lost a step. And what even shined a brighter light on that were other towns that were emerging through tools such as redevelopment. Put in that, for example, Edgewater and Englewood and other places. And that's what really triggered me to get involved. So we look tired, especially compared to those other communities. So from the moment I was elected, my goal was to make this that shining city on the hill that it once was, to make it the place that everybody wanted to live, to have the best schools, the best services, championship youth sports, everything the best. If we have an event, I don't want 200 people, we want 3,000 people. If we want apparatus for our fire department, I don't want that cheap thing. I want the shiniest, best one we could possibly provide to our men and women. We're friggin' Fort Lee, New Jersey, and we deserve it. It's our job to provide it. So, happy to report that over the last 16 years, we conquered property that was vacant for over 45 years. 5 prior mayors and administrations couldn't do it. I think one of these mayors went into witness protection over this property. And a best-selling book was written, not kidding. But here we are with the 2 tallest buildings at full occupancy in Bergen County. We're in a theater that I'll never forget. It was a Saturday morning. This property was up for grabs. It was part of the redevelopment. We were trying to extract things from the redeveloper at the time. And I called Armin Pohan and Harvey. And it was a Saturday morning, had to be 5:30 in the morning. And I said, Harv, you up? And of course, he's like, well, no, but I am now. And I said, we can build a theater. Let's build a theater. And that's how it started. And then you started talking it up, and you get people, but then you get it back to the council, and you go to Joe and Isla and Janet, and everybody started to put their 2 cents in. And before you know it, evolved into an idea. And then that idea came into reality. It wasn't easy getting here, but it all starts with an idea. The past 16 years have seen $1.5 billion in redevelopment, multiple new parks, a new film center that I just mentioned, community gardens and dog parks, new sewer and water systems throughout the town, a new city center, a Be Fort Lee branding campaign. We have public education on the rise, and it's on its way to being the best of the best under the current leadership. We have new fields and new facilities, state-of-the-art resources for emergency services, new parking facilities. We went into a bond debt reduction program that's been very successful. We've stabilized the tax base. We're looking at a $22 million tax surplus. Not so sure how we did it, but we did it. And that was because of smart economic policy. Record-breaking tax surpluses. We have more grants than we've ever done before. We've stabilized the tax base. New methods of communication, from videography to social media. The infrastructure investment never before experienced, to name just a few. And that's where I get back to, we've restored pride back in our community. 2024 will be no different than the previous 16 years, so keep your seatbelts on. You're going to be looking at, within the next several months, a new beautiful park on Main Street where once stood a dilapidated, mold-infested, non-handicap accessible post office, which is now brand new directly behind it, and now where it once stood will be a brand new park. It was a 7 to 8 year process in getting here, but we're on the way, and we'll be cutting a ribbon in the spring. 2024 will see the completion of the Junction Initiative, one of our most historic sections of town, completely dilapidated, and we conquered it. We're 90% done, waiting to put some final touches on it, and we're going to start looking at Abbott Boulevard and start communicating with the neighborhood and start coming up with some novel ideas as to how to clean it up, make it better, make it safer, get those pedestrians off those streets, and maybe, just maybe, we can reach a happy medium and we can deliver something on Abbott Boulevard also. 2024, we're going to deliver senior citizen housing, or at least we're going to get started on it, and you've heard it from these lips, because it's all great. I love the videos, love the accolades. Thank you for the awards. Thanks for the certificates, but we got work to do. And we got some problems in Fort Lee. It's not all rosy. It's not all perfection. That's why I get nervous sometimes when I hear so many good things, and I love it, and I'm appreciative, but I also think about it, the way my mind works is, yeah, but he doesn't know we don't provide enough senior housing. He doesn't know that there's a pothole on John Street. I mean, that's just the way this brain works. So in 2024, we're going to be introducing senior citizen housing. And we're going to finalize that plan, and we're going to deliver for our seniors that housing. And in conjunction with that housing, we're going to deliver a new senior citizen center, and I'm excited about that. In 2024, we're going to make a multi-million-dollar commitment to improving our infrastructure. There are many towns and, there are many residences and areas that are now experiencing severe flooding when we have a severe storm. Can't happen in Fort Lee, New Jersey. We're working on it. It's a slow process. We meet with these homeowners all the time, but step by step, under the guidance of our municipal engineer and our own DPW and General Services, we're about to make a multi-million-dollar commitment to start sewer separation and hopefully alleviate that flood predicament. 3, as I said before, new fire trucks are going to be delivered, God willing, in the first, if not second quarter of 2024. We're going to refurbish the ambulance corps. We're going to construct our 4th community garden, our 2nd dog park, and we're just going to be doing all the other things that we generally do here in the borough of Fort Lee, which is just quietly achieve things that are now expected of us. We're also going to be part of the replacement of 2 critical bridges in Fort Lee. You need to know that the replacement of the Lemoyne, and when I say replacement, I'm talking about replacement. That bridge is going to be completely reconstructed so that now it's not this dismal entry into this shining city on the hill. It's going to be brand new, new walkways, new streetscape, new lighting, wrought iron gates, signage, trees. There's going to be turn-ins for drop-offs so traffic isn't stopped. It's going to be cleaner. It's going to be safer. It's going to be more welcoming, but it's going to be a pain in the ass while they're doing it. And it's going to cause traffic. But remember, the inconvenience is going to be temporary, but the improvement's going to be permanent. When they're done on Lemoyne, we're going to go to Center and do the same thing at not 1 penny of cost to the borough of Fort Lee. It's a Port Authority initiative. And we'll continue to do all the other things that superb local government does. I just want to conclude my thoughts with one final thank you. We've always boasted here in Fort Lee that we have incredible volunteerism. And that volunteerism continues to thrive and thrive and thrive. Why? Because you know what? Everybody's catching that pride flu, and it's a really cool thing to watch. Everybody now wants to be involved. So we have hundreds and hundreds of committed volunteers. If you don't believe me, we have little leagues that are playing for state championships. We have girls softball teams winning regional and district championships, Little League winning sectionals. We have, I mean, I don't want to get into all the championships that we're starting to achieve and experience, but that's all because of the commitment of volunteerism. But it's not only youth sports, right? It's volunteering on planning boards, on zoning boards, our health department, our health board. It's volunteering at the parks, on the BDA. It's volunteering on the library trustees. It's all about volunteerism. We go to great lengths to make sure that the right people are in those positions. Remember when we started this speech, one of the most important things you could do to be a successful mayor is just recognize smart people. And that's what we try to do with our volunteers, to make sure they're in the right spots. So a lot of the people that volunteer here, all of the people that volunteer are incredibly committed, and I'm going to tell you, they are a big reason for the success that we experience. And they're also going to help us conquer the challenges that are going to be ahead of us. So collectively, to everybody that volunteers in this community, from our volunteer fire department, to our Little League coaches, to library boards, to our parking authority, to the health department, on and on and on, to the guys that do girls softball schedules, Little League presidents and coaches, there are hundreds of you. Know this, we love you, we appreciate you, and we will collectively be the first to tell you, without you, we are not nearly as successful as a community as we should be. Going forward, we're going to continue on this path of achievement, and we're going to do it together. I'm appreciative of the accolades and the certificates. I cannot begin to tell you how touched I am, how appreciative I am of your appreciation, but I just want to underscore we do this collectively. And if you don't believe me, ask any one of these guys to my right or to my left. We rule by committee. It's fun. It's enjoyable. I love serving with each and every one of you. And I got to tell you, I don't think that there's a challenge we couldn't collectively conquer. So to everybody and to my governing body, family, friends, to everybody that attended today, from the bottom of my heart, I cannot thank you enough for making me your mayor for the past 16 years and for the next 4. God bless Fort Lee. So, thank you. Thank you. So, thank you. So with that, thank you guys. So with that, we're going to start to get into the mundane business of local government. That's going to take a while. So we're going to just ask for a brief recess, let's say 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I need a motion.
Second.
So we'll resume back here in 10 minutes and we'll get back into reorganization. But thank you to everyone who's attending, and anybody that would like to stay, please do. Thank you. All right, folks, I need a motion to open.
So moved.
Second.
I'm sorry, Brian, do you need to? Okay, this is the portion of the reorganization meeting where we nominate, we appoint, we put our trusted and incredible volunteers where they belong on their various boards. First, we're going to go through a series of reorganization resolutions. R-1, is everybody prepared? Everybody ready?
Yes, Mayor.
R-1, seating arrangement and voting order. I need someone to move it.
So moved.
Second, and a roll.
Councilmember Somer?
Yes.
Yoon?
Yes.
Sa?
Yes.
Drumgoole?
Yes.
Survey?
Yes.
Thank you. R-2, selection of council president. I need a motion.
I make a motion that Harvey Somer be council president for the year 2024.
Second.
Second, and a roll.
Councilmember Somer?
Yes.
Yoon?
Yes.
Sa?
Yes.
Drumgoole?
Yes.
Survey?
Yes.
There's a delay.
Congratulations, Harv.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you,
R-.
everybody, by the way.
Welcome. R-3, committee assignments, sometimes referred to as liaisons. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Councilmember Somer?
Yes.
Yoon?
Yes.
Sa?
Yes.
Drumgoole?
Yes.
Survey?
Yes.
Thank you. Next are the budget and depository resolutions. R-4, introduction of temporary budget. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Councilmember Somer?
Yes.
Yoon?
Yes.
Sa?
Yes.
Drumgoole?
Yes.
Survey?
Yes.
Thank you. R-5, designation of depositories. The list is in front of you. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Councilmembers Somer?
Yes.
Yoon?
Yes.
Sa?
Yes.
Drumgoole?
Yes.
Survey?
Yes.
Okay, R-6, the mayor has left the podium. Can I have it's a designation of depositories, Connect One Bank, Englewood Cliffs.
So moved.
Second.
Councilmembers Yoon?
Yes.
Sa?
Yes.
Drumgoole?
Yes.
Survey?
Yes.
Council President Somer?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm back to the podium. R-7, designation of depository official tax receiving agency. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Councilmember Somer?
Yes.
Yoon?
Yes.
Sa?
Yes.
Drumgoole?
Yes.
Survey?
Yes.
Evelyn, point of order. Going forward, may I ask all in favor?
Yes, you may.
Okay, and dispense with the necessity of a roll call?
Absolutely,
Unless,
Mr.
of
Mayor.
course, you want to do this 127.
No, that's perfectly fine. Thank you.
So statutory, and I'm sorry I didn't do that for the first.
It's okay, Mayor.
Seven.
Thank you.
Statutory and/or annual appointment resolutions. First, we have, let me just catch up, guys. I apologize. Resolution appointing Bryan Chakowski of the firm Cleary, Jacoby, Alfieri, Jacobs LLC as Borough Attorney for the year 2024. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes, or the resolution passes. R-9, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing award of a contract for professional consulting engineering services to Boswell Engineering. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Resolution passes. Next, we have,
Mark, I think you skipped.
We need a motion and a second.
You R9.
R9.
let me go back. R-9, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract for the provision of professional auditing services to Wilcoats and Company LLC. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. We did R-10, R-11. Resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract for professional consulting engineering services as needed on a case-by-case basis. Evelyn, may I do all three at the same?
Yes.
To Collier's Engineering and Design, Remington and Vernick, and Neglia Engineering. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. R-12, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract for professional traffic engineering services to Boswell Engineering, Neglia Engineering, and Collier's Engineering and Design. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, resolution passes. Just so the public's aware and the record is set straight, when we approve a group of professionals, we're creating a pool from which Fort Lee may choose any particular one. It's just nice because it gives us the option to pick various experts for various assignments without having to go through the whole designation process if we do this now in the beginning of the year. We're up to R-13, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract for professional planning services to Neglia Engineering Associates. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. R-14, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee appointing Rafi Karosian as the Chief Borough Prosecutor and Michael Condelmo as the Borough Prosecutor for the year 2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, resolution passes. R-15, alternate prosecutor, resolution of Borough of Fort Lee appointing Kelly Reyes as the borough's alternate borough prosecutor for the year 2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, resolution passes. R-16, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee appointing Kevin Carriston as the borough's public defender for the year 2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. When I first became mayor, I asked Kevin to take this position. And I said, Kevin, I don't think it's going to be long. Politics being what it is, expect it to be several months. 16 and a half years later, Kevin Carriston is still our public defender. And by the way, by all accounts, one of the best in Bergen County. Love Kevin. He's a great guy from a great family. R-16, bear with me one second. R-16, we just did. R-17, this is another pool resolution. So when I refer to pool resolution, it's the appointment of several professionals from which we will pick one on an assignment-by-assignment basis. Resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing award of a contract for professional bond counsel services to 1. Waters McPherson McNeil PC, McManaman Scotland and Bauman LLC, Gibbons PC, Wilentz Goldman and Spitzer PA, Malamut and Associates LLC. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution 17 passes. R-18, resolution in the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract to the firm of Cleary, Jacoby, Alfieri, Jacobs LLC for the provision of professional legal services, tax counsel. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, resolution passes. R-19, again, a pool resolution. Resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract for professional conflict counsel services to 1. Trenk Isabel, Siddiqui and Shadanian PC. 2. Florio Kenny Raval LLP. 3. Eric Bernstein and Associates LLC. Any, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, resolution passes. We're up to R-20, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract to Cleary, Jacoby, Alfieri, Jacobs LLC for the provision of a professional legal services labor counsel. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Fort Lee's pretty good to you there, Chakowski, huh?
You know, it's that friendship, man.
Yes, it is. We engaged in services. How long has it been now? 2 years? This going on your third?
Third is Borough and probably over 30 in some form or capacity.
Understood. But primary counsel going into your third.
Correct.
And I think I speak on behalf of the entire governing body that we feel very, very well represented. And we're grateful to you for your services, Bryan. Thank you very, very much, you and your firm.
Thank you, Mayor and everyone.
Let me catch up. I believe we're up to 21, correct, guys?
Yes.
Resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract to Cleary, Jacoby, Alfieri, Jacobs LLC for the provision of professional legal services, redevelopment attorney. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, resolution passes. R-22, and again, just for the benefit of the public, a lot of these appointments are going to the same firm, but we're statutorily obligated to approve and appoint by way of separate resolution. So we wouldn't naturally separate, for example, our chief zoning counsel from affordable housing, and a lot of times you wouldn't, you know, being borough attorney would also imply your labor counsel, but these are separate resolutions because that's the way we're supposed to do them. Okay. R-22, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract to Cleary, Jacoby, Alfieri, Jacobs LLC for the provision of professional legal services, affordable housing attorney. Bryan asked that I ask for a motion, please.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. R-23, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract to Robert M. Biasiotti Esquire for the provision of professional legal services, rent leveling board attorney. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. R-24, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract to Yanesa Hermoso PC for the provision of professional legal services ethics board attorney. I need a motion.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract to Interactive Accountants for the provision of professional accounting services for the municipal court and police department. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. R-26, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract to William Ketchen CPA LLC for the provision of professional accounting services, building department, and fire prevention. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Stay with me 1 second, please. R-27, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract to the Vaza Agency for the performance of risk management insurance services. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. R-28, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract for professional radio frequency communications engineering services to Applied Adaptive Solutions. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
And a roll. Excuse me, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, resolution passes. We are up to R-29, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract to Acrisure LLC, doing business as Reliance Insurance Group, for the performance of health benefits insurance consulting services. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, resolution passes. R-30, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract for the provision of professional financial advisory services to NW Financial Group LLC. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, resolution passes. R-31 is a pool resolution. Resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract for professional appraisal services to 1, McNerney and Associates, Inc., and 2, Miller Rinaldi and Company. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that resolution passes. R-32, resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee authorizing the award of a contract to Millennium Strategies LLC for the performance of grant consulting services, who did a fine job in 2023, I might add. So thank you, Millennium. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, R-32 passes. R-33, resolution of Borough of Fort Lee designating and appointing Mr. Paul Yoon as the Borough Council Member Class 3 of the Borough of Fort Lee Planning Board. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Thank you, Paul, for your service.
Yep.
R-34, resolution of the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Fort Lee appointing Councilman Bryan Drumgoole to the Fort Lee Multiple Dwelling Emergency Commission to act as chairman. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, resolution passes. R-35, resolution of the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Fort Lee appointing Michael Raskin as a member of the Fort Lee Parking Authority. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, resolution passes.
Okay, Mayor is going to leave the dais for the next one, which is R-36, which would be the resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee appointing and reappointing various trustees to the Friends of Fort Lee Film, Inc., for a term ending January 15, 2026. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Note that the mayor is returning to the dais.
Thank you, Council President Sommer.
Thank you, Mayor.
He's doing a fine job.
He is. R-37, and allow the record to reflect that Judge Fierro is present. Welcome, Judge. Resolution of the Borough of Fort Lee appointing Matthew Fierro as the municipal court judge for a term of 3 years. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, resolution passes. Judge, thank you. We are so grateful for your service to the Borough of Fort Lee. Your years as prosecutor and now as judge have been how many cumulatively? And public defender. How many?
40.
40? Wow.
Wow.
So for 40 years, and you know, I think that's just testament to the fact that when we identify talent and when we get the right people in the right place and when we treat each other well, that's why these relationships last for 40 years. So thank you, Judge, and thank you.
So you were 15 years old as a defender?
Yeah.
Great.
Thank
Great.
you.
And thank you, Mrs. Fierro. Just taking a breather.
Yeah, a lot of talking.
Honey, I called you, I called you 3 times. You're on voicemail. All right, back to the business of local government. Consent agenda resolutions. These are items that are listed on the consent agenda deemed to be routine, non-controversial, and a general understanding that government is in full agreement and will be approved by way of a motion in a second. First, has council reviewed CA1 through and including CA10?
Yes, Mayor.
Yes, Mayor.
With that, then, I'd ask for a motion open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
Anyone from the public like to be heard on any consent agenda resolution item?
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir. Please.
Any consent agenda items?
No, only,
Not on consent agenda. No problem. So no one else wants to speak? Hearing none, I need a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, consent agenda items all pass. Okay. We're now at mayoral nominations to boards. This is the part, and just for the benefit of the public, you're now about to hear multiple appointments to various boards and agencies within the Borough of Fort Lee. Some of them are done by way of nomination by me. Some are done by nomination of council. Some are done by appointment of me. Others are made, the statute requires us to appoint folks in different ways based on whatever board they're going to. So I'm going to try to do this as systematically as I can, and the first board is the Board of Adjustment. This group are all my nominations. So I nominate for a 4-year term to the Board of Adjustment expiring December 31, 2027, John Nitty, and I nominate Joseph Lapino to serve as alternate 1 for a 2-year term expiring December 31, 2025. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none? Passes. Advisory Committee for Individuals with Disabilities. I nominate Patricia Saccone, Roy Lippin, Dr. Sandra Pinkerton, terms expiring December 31, 2026. And I likewise nominate Council President Harvey Somer to serve as the Mayor and Council Liaison for a 1-year term expiring December 31, 2024. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, it passes. Environmental and Beautification Committee.
Mr. Mayor, excuse me, I think we need to also mention Jerry Glass. He's going
I
to fill an
apologize.
unexpired term.
So we'll do that separately. Advisory Committee for Individuals with Disability, I nominate Jerry Glass to fill an unexpired term expiring December 31, 2025. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Jerry passes. Environmental and Beautification Committee. I nominate Michael Kaplan, Stephanie Kozlow, Mo Marshall, Suzanne Elketchin, Constantina Rodides to serve 3-year appointments expiring December 31, 2026. And I likewise nominate Isla Kasowski, 1-year term as the councilwoman representative expiring December 31, 2024. I need a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It passes. Board of Ethics, I nominate Charles Blue, Jacqueline B. Cates, Harry Liapis, to 5-year terms expiring December 31, 2028. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Fort Lee's Board of Health, I nominate to 3-year terms Ann Redoyan, Angela Napolitano, terms expiring December 31, 2026. And I nominate Isla Kasowski to serve as the council liaison for a term of 1 year expiring December 31, 2024. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Historic Preservation Commission, I nominate for a 4-year term Bert Rosenbluth, term expiring December 31, 2027. I nominate for a 1-year term the high school representative Aiden Suh, term expiring June 30, 2024. And I nominate Harvey Somer for 1 year and Paul Yoon, councilman, for 1 year as the liaisons expiring December 31, 2024. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It passes. Fort Lee Housing Authority. There are no membership appointments, but there is a nomination for councilman liaison. I nominate Councilman Joseph Servieri to serve for a term of 1 year as the council liaison on the Housing Authority, term expiring December 31, 2024. Motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, it passes. Library Board of Trustees, I nominate Marcia Sobel, term expiring December 31, 2028. I nominate Joseph Servieri to serve as mayor's representative, term expiring December 31, 2027. And I nominate Isla Kasowski as the council liaison, term expiring December 31, 2024. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? It passes. So proud of our library, right? Rent Leveling Board. I nominate both to 3-year terms Julian Stasu and William Caruso, terms expiring December 31, 2026. And I nominate Peter Suh to serve as the council liaison for a term of 1 year expiring December 31, 2024. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Senior Citizen Council. I nominate for 2-year terms, Blanca Beer, Sylvia Kaplan, Roberta Sommer, terms expiring December 31, 2025. Nominate Chris Escarimba, Director, term expiring December 31, 2024. And I nominate as the council liaison for a term of 1 year expiring December 31, 2024, Joseph Servieri. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It passes. Finally, under this category, the Sign and Facade Review Committee, I nominate John Wang for a term of 2 years expiring December 31, 2025. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That appointment passes. Okay. Moving right along here. Next are mayoral appointments. Now, these are appointments that I'm going to read. They're appointments by me. For the record, we collectively have input on all of these appointments, and these are just statutorily, I'm allowed to make these appointments, and I shall proceed. In particular, to the Fort Lee Planning Board, I appoint as a Class 1 member Randy Ketai for a 1-year term expiring December 31, 2024. I appoint to the Fort Lee Planning Board as its Class 2 member Mo Marshall for a 1-year term expiring December 31, 2024. And I appoint as the Class 4 member Robert Ferris to a 4-year term expiring December 31, 2027. Also on the Fort Lee Planning Board, I appoint as alternate 1 Jerry Calabrese III to fill an unexpired term expiring December 31, 2024. And I appoint alternate number 2 Michael Kaplan to serve a 2-year term expiring December 31, 2025. Next, to the Sign Facade and Review Committee, I appoint Paul Leali to a 1-year term expiring December 31, 2024, and I appoint as mayor's designee James Liu to a 1-year term expiring December 31, 2024. Evelyn, we do not need any motions or any
We do not.
approvals, correct?
Strictly mayoral appointments, yes.
Thank you. And before we get to the next section, and we got through that very nicely, by the way. Thank you all. Evelyn, how'd we do?
Fantastic, yes.
Next, we are at council reports, and the first council report from Council President Harvey Sommer. Harvey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to thank my colleagues for appointing me to council president and the mayor. I will do a diligent job as the council president, and I look forward to another fine 4 years actually, Mayor, with you. So we hope we could do that. I'm just going to make my report very short, and I just want to say I'd like to congratulate Paul and Bryan on their election win and look forward to another 3 years on the council with both of you. Paul and Bryan bring a lot to us as far as insight and knowledge. Both are professionals at their regular jobs that they do every day, and each one brings something special to the Borough Council. So I welcome them back and thank you to be your neighbors here, as we would say. I'd like to also congratulate Mayor Sokolich on his monumental win that puts him into the category of the longest consecutive sitting mayor in the borough of Fort Lee. No other mayor was in office for consecutive terms, as Mayor Mark will be when he finishes this next term. He is a dedicated and public servant, and the borough is very lucky to have him. Mayor Mark has leadership qualities that very few people have and ever achieve. He is fair, objective, and reasonable when making a decision. I am proud to serve with him, and I'm fortunate to be able to call him my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Harvey. I love you, too.
Yep.
Thank you, Harvey. Councilman Paul Yoon. Paul, congratulations, my friend.
Thank you, Mayor Mark. I want to begin by thanking Fort Lee for entrusting me with another 3-year term on the council. At the end of the day, this job really is about making things happen for you. It's a terrific honor, and I promise to serve our businesses and residents to the best of my ability. I want to send out another thank you to our chairman, Mark McCree. Thank you, Mark, for being a great friend, a great brain trust, and a great chairman that leads us politically and puts us in a position to do the work that we do. I don't think people, I know we realize it and your friends realize it, but I don't think people realize how many people that you help. I see it and appreciate it and try my best to emulate it every day. So thank you. I also want to thank my colleagues on the council. It truly is a pleasure working with all of you to make improvements and execute ideas on behalf of our constituents. As Mayor Mark outlined in his State of the Borough address, we did a lot this year, and we still ended the year with a $20+ million surplus. Our auditor, Steve Wilkos, even stated that we are in the best financial health since our formation back in 1904. I want to thank all of our directors and employees. I always joke that if folks start retiring, that I will also. And I'm half joking, but I mean it in the sense that you all really make our work so easy because you do such a spectacular job. And there's a sense of duty to one another in this town that is tough to find in any organization. I appreciate all that you do, and we are lucky to have you. I won't go into naming names because I'll probably leave somebody out, but you know who you are. I also want to congratulate and thank all of our vendors and our volunteer board members. I am thankful that you are on our team, and for the volunteers, thank you for your time and effort in helping us improve this town every day. Finally, I want to thank my family, Judy, Colin, and Julian, who are not here anymore. But as an elected official, the greatest challenge is to balance our time commitments to work, family, and community. If you don't have your family's blessing, as all of us know here, then it makes it really tough to serve. So thank you for letting me do what I do. I love them so much. I wish they were here to hear it, but I will let them know. And finally, to me, everything in life is a team effort. And I'm grateful for the team that we have to serve you. As I mentioned before, we accomplished a lot this past year. We were ranked by a very reputable publication as the 14th best place to live in America. That's something that I tell everybody, the whole world, and I'm very proud of that, and we should be proud of it. And with this great team and your continued support, I hope to see us at the top of that list one day. So Happy New Year. Let's have a fantastic 2024.
Paul, thank you. You are one of the most heartfelt guys that I know, and thank you for your kind words. I will say, though, the line of the night comes from our chairman when he said that he enjoyed working on 3 out of 4 of your campaigns. And I'm saying to myself, I don't know, I'm not getting this. And they said, I do actually get it. And Peter, before you go, we mentioned a lot of people, and you try to avoid names, but there's somebody else in the audience that I got to, I don't know, maybe embarrass a little bit. But Cheryl, how long have you been with the Borough of Fort Lee?
Oh, God, since I was a kid.
So we are blessed with a recreation director that has been here for almost 49 years. You said 49?
49.
Don't have specific. Well, after 40, just stop counting, right? Is that the idea?
Yeah, she was
And-
when I was in.
And so, when we brag about these holiday tree events with 4,000 or 5,000 people, and we brag about the concerts under the stars, Dancing Under the Stars, and the concerts on Friday night, and the events at the community center. But there are people in the background that have to put that together. When you're handing out all those gifts to the kids, and Peter, I do this before your council because of your involvement with youth sports. And you need somebody coordinating all of that. And that's what we have in Cheryl Weston. So Cheryl, I want to thank you also for your 49 years of service to this place. You are such a, you're such a part of this family, and I don't know if I could do it without you and people like you. So thank you very much. Love you. With that, Peter, as an introduction.
Thank you,
council
Mayor.
report.
I'd like to start off by congratulating the Board of Education on their election. Amy Kotang was elected and sworn in on, I believe it was Wednesday. Tanya Bayer-Kang was also elected. Kim Curry was re-elected, and Doug Perez was also elected. Congratulations to all of them. Kristen Richter, as the mayor had mentioned earlier, was selected as president, and Holly Morrell was selected as vice president. Congratulations to them. We look forward to working with you and continuing to provide the best education for our kids. As the mayor said, the school are the first, second, and third reason why we are Fort Lee. Congratulations to Paul. Paul, it's funny enough, I've probably known you longer than anyone else on this council because Paul went to school in college with my brother, who is also named Paul, by the way. And that's gotta be 30, 25 years at least. It's been a very long time since I've known him, and we've been in very similar circle of friends as well. So having worked with you, your heart, your soul, your compassion, your intellect brings such an advantage to our council here. I'm so glad you have joined us, and I'm so glad to be sitting next to you at every council meeting. Thank you. Congratulations again. Bryan, I have never seen a person so hardworking, so diligent, and bleeds so much black and orange as you do. It was an honor to meet you years ago when you were working on campaigns, volunteering. I've never, ever met a man that never stopped working. Every moment of my life that I've known you, you have been nothing but the hardest worker I've ever met. It was incredible. When I first met you, I think I was at one of these events and you were volunteering, and I was wondering, wow, this guy, he's just nonstop. And funny enough, that's his life. He is constantly working. I wonder all the time, when do you sleep? Because there couldn't possibly be anyone who works as hard as you, as diligent. And truly, 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 that was proven during COVID and everything that you put in to help keep Fort Lee safe. I give a lot of the credit to the mayor and everyone else, but it was you behind the scenes a lot of the time. 90% of the times, we gave so much work to you. You stepped up every time,
And it is an honor and a privilege to be sitting here on this dais with you because you are the hardest worker I've ever seen, and you've shown it every day of your life, and you continue to show it. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for working with us. I appreciate you so much. Mayor, I'm so happy, so honored, and so privileged to be here serving with you because you're not just the mayor, you are America's mayor. You are the one who unites and not divides. You are the one who breaks down barriers and not putting up walls. You bring people together and not tearing people apart. You showed that here on every meeting because you constantly say, it is not about you, it is about us. It's about all the work we put together, but without putting the right guys and the right pieces together, as the chairman has done so perfectly by selecting guys like Bryan, getting Paul reelected, myself, Isla, Harvey, and Joe, and of course our leader, Mayor Mark Sokolich. Your leadership shows what happens when you have a good leader ahead. We start to build things and we become not just a working group, but a family. And I say to every one of you, I consider each and one of you friends, but more so, each of you are like family to me. So thank you so much. I'm so proud to work with you guys. And Joe Surrey said this to me one day, God bless his soul. If you loved your job, you don't work a day in your life. And every day I come to these council meetings, I say, I don't work a day in my life because I enjoy working with each and one of you. Thank you so much for being here. And like I said, Mayor, thank you for just being you.
Thank you, Peter. It's very nice of you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Those are beautiful words. Councilman Drumgoole.
Thank you, Mayor.
Congratulations, Bryan.
Thank you, Mayor. Not to get too I'm an emotional guy, but I thank you, Fort Lee, for electing me. I take this job very, very serious. I love Fort Lee. I love serving. I've only been here for a short minute. I was walking into the building this morning. I was walking up the block, and I said to myself, I can't believe that I'm walking into a council swearing in and the mayor's swearing in, and you blink your eyes and life goes so quick. But I love Fort Lee, and I love working alongside of everybody up on this dais. I love working with all the employees. I love the volunteers in this town, and just know, Fort Lee, that I will forever be grateful for you for giving me this opportunity, and I will never, ever stop working for you. To Mayor Mark, thank you for your leadership. You're a mentor. I think I said at one of the youth sports event, half joking, you may have been a all-state basketball player, but you are an all-American mayor. I mean, I just, the way you perform your leadership, the way you unite people, we could all say it over and over again, but it can never be said enough, and thank you for that.
Thank you, Bryan.
To the chairman, thank you for this opportunity. You've been a brother who I love. You've always stood by my side. You've always been my cheerleader in there. I remember it was how many elections ago, and you said, Bryan, we're going to hang up some signs tomorrow with the sign crew, and I said, okay, and then, we started to do it, and it became a thing, and one day you said to me, Bryan, we're going to be hanging up your sign one day, and I said, Mark, you crazy? I'm just hanging up signs, I'm good. And to be sitting here now and to, have you swear me in today, I will forever be grateful, so thank you for everything that you do. To all of the employees and the volunteers in town, the mayor said it best, we are nothing without you. This town is the place to be, and people want to be here because of all of you, so I thank each and every one of you. To the people that made today possible, I am going to mention a couple names. I hope I don't get in trouble, but, to our administrator, Al Restaino, to our borough clerk in Evelyn and her entire office, to Linda, this place looks beautiful today. And the performance and what you put together here today was unbelievable. And then to put a tribute for Mark together and to tell the borough clerk that we're going to pick up at a borough hall and move the most important meeting of the year down the block, I'm sure was the most nerve-wracking thing, but you guys did it without a hitch. And it was gorgeous today. And to see the room filled with so many people from the community, thank you for everything that you guys put together today. In closing, thank you to my colleagues on the council and to everybody else. Let's have a safe and productive 2024. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Bryan. You know what, Joe? 2 notes. The mystery, Councilwoman Isla Kosofsky.
I have a part of her report.
Excellent. And I just think we should have said this at the outset. Isla, unfortunately, is just bedridden with a horrible flu, and we should have said that in the beginning. Isla, we know you're watching, and we hope that you feel better. And I'm sorry I'm only mentioning this in the last 3 minutes of the meeting and not 2.5 hours ago. So everybody's been saying, where's Where's Isla, right? But I just also wanted to join in with Bryan, because I'm remiss in not having said thank you to everybody that made it possible to be here today, from the chairman, Linda McHugh, Dennis and his crew, and Mike and his crew, and Al and the clerk for putting this all together. I purposely stayed away. I didn't want to get nervous. I wanted to focus on what I had to focus on. But to walk in here and see our chambers basically duplicated on stage is a cool thing. So to those of you that are here, thank you. To those of you watching, thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry, one
Yes.
sec. Before I need to call Bobby for a hotel room tonight. Nadine, Ivy, and Eli. Thank you so much. You know, Nadine, Nadine, when I told you that, you know, we were gonna
Make sure that's in the minutes.
in year 20 of my law enforcement career, when I told you that, you know, I was going to change a career path, and I told you that, you know, things were going to go a little different, and there was going to be a midnight shift and a 4 to 12 shift, you kind of gave me one of those blank stares, but in the end, you've always been by my side, and I will forever, ever be grateful, and I love you. And I love you, and thank you to Ivy and Eli and to you for allowing me to do this. Thank you, and I apologize for that, and hopefully the door will be open tonight when I get home.
Thank you, Bryan. Good comeback, buddy. Councilman Joseph Servieri. Hello, Joseph.
Hi, Mayor. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
To your re-election. Paul, your speeches are getting shorter. Congratulations. Welcome back. Glad you're still on our team. And our strongest rookie came back. The smartest thing that the people of Fort Lee did was to bring Bryan Drumgoole back to serve as a councilman, and he's got a tremendous future here. And Fort Lee's future is right up here as well. And I just want to thank everybody for all the dedication and all the work and sincerity that they provide in thinking about the people of Fort Lee. I want to start with one also shout out about Linda. It was less than a week ago when an email was circulated saying, hey, wouldn't it be nice to do this presentation? And everybody was marshaled together, and you could see just the number of people who came in. But Linda turned this whole thing around within 4 working days. You know, and it's a tribute to the level of professionalism and the talent that we have here, and to add to our communication in
Without a doubt.
the borough. So, Linda, thank you.
That video will be part of me for the rest of my life.
Okay, for Isla sent me her regrets that she's not here, but asked me to read her presentation about the Fort Lee Library. And by the way, Isla was not supposed to be on that. She came in even though she dragged herself in because she said she did not want to miss paying tribute to him there.
So that's how recent that video was done?
Yes.
It was all done this week, yeah. So,
Linda, thank you so much.
Linda, I hope you were wearing a mask when that happened, by the way. So she was very torn on whether or not she was going to be able to come out, but she did it, and she's a real trooper. Fort Lee Library, 2023 highlights. 235,000 people visited the library, and staff answered more than 37,000 questions. Patrons borrowed a record-breaking 371,000 items, surpassing the highest pre-pandemic number of 358,000. 30,000 people attended 1,700 programs offered on-site and off-site by the Fort Lee Public Library. There are almost 400 students representing 22 countries were able to participate in our English as a Second Language, ESL program, thanks to the effort of our 27 volunteer tutors and staff instructors. And so our new citizenship program even helped 2 Fort Lee residents become U.S. citizens. Full hours have been restored, providing 7-day-a-week service. The library works closely with a consultant to craft and adopt a strategic plan for 2023 to 2025, informed by our community feedback that focuses on renovating the building to meet the growing public demand and delivering expanded outreach services throughout the borough. That includes the borough of Englewood Cliffs for now. The Friends of the Fort Lee Library continue to support the Fort Lee Public Library by growing their membership, hosting engaging events for their members, and coordinating the beloved Fort Lee Public Library annual book sale. And since their founding in 2018, the Friends have donated over $63,000 to the library to enhance programs and services and to help fund the renovation. Looking ahead to 2024, the annual Lunar New Year Showcase, which is their signature event and their largest program, celebrating the Year of the Dragon, will take place at the Jack Walter Community Center, thanks to Cheryl, on Saturday, February 3rd from 1 to 3 p.m. Last year, we had almost 2,000 attendees, and this year, we hope to welcome just as many, if not more. The Fort Lee Public Library was just notified that we were successful in receiving a matching grant of $1 million towards the New Jersey State Library's Capital Projects Fund to renovate and update our existing meeting room and to reconfigure areas of the library to provide more meeting spaces to offer expanded work, education, and health monitoring services. That's all just in 1 year. So that's our Fort Lee Library. And as the mayor said, if only the library was doing their events and taking care of things on a weekly and daily basis, that alone, but then you have
nothing else.
You have all these other things that the town actually provides, which really makes me proud to say I'm from Fort Lee, third generation, and I plan to stay here for a long time.
And you've committed yourself to that library, Joe, you and Isla, and I know it's your baby.
Yeah, we want to bring it up to where it has its potential.
Most importantly, how's our coffee shop coming along?
Well, that's in the design.
That's in the design.
in the
Did you
design.
guys know that?
Yep.
We're trying to work in a coffee shop,
Yep.
a real barrister-type coffee shop into the I mean, you got my vote.
Yes, okay, good. So being the liaison to the the Richard and Catherine Ness Senior Activity Center, the Senior Center was busier than ever in 2023 with new classes and new teachers, as well as fantastic food and opportunities for socialization, be it coffee in the morning, bingo in the afternoon, or any of the several holiday and special event celebrations. And also, they did a fabulous job during the Thanksgiving holiday, providing I don't know how many meals, both in-house and then meals to go to people who could not, either could not afford or could not have family and friends with them. It says their trips resumed for the first time since COVID and were filled within hours of announcing them. They said they focused on educational seminars this year, as well as having informational meetings with our seniors every month, concentrating on health, heart, falls prevention, nutrition, and healthy eating. 2024 promises to bring even more events, friendship, and education on our way. Also, look, they have a monthly newsletter, as does the library. And if you go online, you can see the newsletter goes on for pages and pages on things that they do and provide to our residents. It's, as I said, got a very brief part of my less than exuberant presentation. I think I was a little jet lagged from the night before.
No, it was great.
but I just want to kind of redo a little bit of it, saying that this is a time to celebrate our mayor. He's thoughtful, participatory, inclusive. He's in sharing responsibility with the council. He's compassionate, conscientious, effective in creating and communicating a vision with the ability to encourage, motivate, and influence others. He brings a feeling of joyfulness, creates strong relationships and team building. He's very effective in delegating responsibility. He also participates. He bleeds orange and black, a dedicated public official for 20 years and counting, our mayor for 16 years since January 2008, makes him the longest serving mayor, in case nobody has mentioned it before. This is the person that Fort Lee is blessed to have as mayor. Mayor Mark, you serve with distinction and grace, and I don't know anybody who could do a better job.
No,
And
thank
I've
you, Joe.
been around for a while.
I really thank you, buddy.
So you've earned our respect and admiration, and from the residents, administration, staff, and the Borough Council, from the bottom of our hearts, we congratulate you, Mayor Mark.
Thank you, Joe. Very heartfelt and very appreciated. Thank you very much. Tearing up hearing all of these compliments. Thank you, Joe.
I also wanted to make sure that I acknowledge that this guy did a great job, and the people did a great job in electing 3 superstars, our mayor, Paul, and Bryan.
Agreed. And that's meaningful coming from Fort Lee's longest-serving councilman.
Yes.
Right? Which is really cool. Thank you, Joe. Before I open it up to the public for public comment, does anybody else have anything else they'd like to add? Hearing none, I need a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
And thank you again for everybody's kind words. Michael, we recognize you.
Mayor Mark, congratulations on being sworn into your 5th term as mayor and becoming the longest-serving mayor in Fort Lee history. Our community is blessed to have you as our mayor. Your professional accomplishments speak for themselves. Personally, our 50-year friendship is priceless to me. I cannot ask for a more loyal and generous friend who constantly keeps me laughing and in fashion with the latest orange sneakers, like we're both wearing today. It is my pleasure to wish you continued success, good health, and happiness. To Councilman Paul Yoon and Bryan Drumgoole, congratulations as well. We're all in good hands, and thank you, everybody, for all you do for Fort Lee. Be Fort Lee. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Very nice of you. And welcome aboard, by the way.
Yes.
Anyone else like to be heard? With that, anybody on the council have any final comments?
Great job to our clerk's office for doing what they
You
did.
guys know, but I'm looking at volumes and volumes and volumes of resolutions, and Evelyn and Nadine and Rosa and Dina, thank you so much, because without you, none of this is happening. And again, I reiterate, thank you so much for setting this all up here today. I think it was really wonderful, and I can't tell you how heartfelt all the comments were, and appreciated. But back to work, 2024 is going to be a busy, productive year, and we're going to have a lot to brag about this time next year. So, and I look forward to serving with each and every one of you guys. With that, I need a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. That concludes reorganization. God bless Fort Lee, and I'll see you in 2024. Thank you all.
Happy New Year.